Texas Podcast Massacre contains spoilers and adult language. For more horror, visit us at our website at texaspodcastmassacre.com.
Welcome to another episode of Texas Podcast Massacre, coming to you from Houston, Texas. I'm your host, Mitch, and with me, as always, is my returning stalker, murdering guy, Nate. I don't know.
Thanks for that intro.
You're welcome.
Everybody's dead. I just want to go home.
Well,
best quote of the movie.
That's right. Well, Nate, it is Halloween week. It is Halloween week. And look, the great thing about Halloween is you get tricks and you get treats. And we have a treat for you. So if this is your first time listening, welcome to another episode of Texas Podcast Massacre, where each week we take a look at a different horror movie and debate a horror-related topic with our unsuspecting victim, who is usually not someone we would consider a horror fan. We are talking Halloween 4, and this is the return of Michael Myers. And what better way to celebrate the return of Michael Myers than with the return of our original unsuspecting victim and our co-host, Lisa.
Hey.
We got him, I think. I don't think anyone was expecting it, maybe. Maybe. Probably not. I don't know. Lisa, welcome back. How has
Lisa doing her best Simpsons right on the way in?
How's maternity leave treated you?
It's going okay. It's going really, really well. I'm exhausted, but that's okay.
Little Damien and Carrie are doing well.
Doing great. We're going to see how long I last in this episode before one wakes up.
Well, now while you were out, did you happen to catch any horror movies? Was there anything that you watched while you were out, or
oh my gosh,
did you just totally avoided scary, spooky stuff?
I don't think I saw anything. That's amazing. That's the longest I've gone. 5 months without watching a horror
not even for Halloween. Not even.
Well, we've been watching old sitcom Halloween episodes.
Oh yeah, the Steve-ul episode of Family Matters.
It's been great.
Steve Urkel's ventriloquist dummy.
Was that was the doll, right? Ooh, yeah.
And we rewatched the original The Witches with Angelica Houston in anticipation of the new one coming out on HBO.
Yeah.
Or I guess it's out now on HBO. So a little spooky, not too much.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No Hocus Pocus?
Not yet.
Hey, you only just watched Hocus Pocus last year.
Oh, wow.
I like that you act like, you're not watching this holiday classic.
I thought that was Lisa's favorite Halloween movie there.
Yeah, and every year they're like, they're going to bring them back, and I get all excited, and then they don't do it. So,
well, Lisa, it is great to have you back. I'm sure some of our long-term listeners are hopefully very excited. Y'all bring up a good point, though, and I think that's what's going to be this week's debate question of the week.
Bid our father, the Sea King, rise from the depths full foul in his fury. Black waves teeming with salt foam to smother this young mouth with pungent slime.
I did not miss that.
Oh, well, that is a shame. Willem Dafoe
he
missed
you.
Yeah.
That's weird.
All right, look, so we were just talking about it. Great point. It is Halloween week, and, we have our 31 days of Halloween. Hopefully you've been keeping up. I know, Nate, you've been trying to really keep up with that.
Man, yeah, a lot of late night, after the kids asleep, late night horror movie watching. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, we watch a lot of horror movies, and then it goes into overdrive this month. My question is, though, what is having an actual debate, what is the best Halloween movie to watch? It could be in the Halloween franchise. It doesn't have to be. I know we're talking about Halloween 4 today, but I mean, what movie is the quintessential, like, you watch this every Halloween regardless? Nate, I know what your answer is. I'm going to kick it off to you first because I think everyone who's listening,
mine.
Yeah, yours is.
Yeah, every Halloween for I don't know how long this is. Ever since I found this shady YouTube video of Vincent Price doing Edgar Allan Poe stories. I think he filmed it in 1970. An Evening with Edgar Allan Poe with Vincent Price. Vincent Price on stage by himself with props doing Edgar Allan Poe in the most Edgar Allan Poe-esque way you could possibly imagine.
It's fantastic.
Old. There are fake beards. Vincent Price is just crushing it. He knows everything by heart already. He didn't have to train for this because he loves Edgar Allan Poe and is featured in so many of his movies based on his stories. You could tell he's a huge fan and he just crushes it. So every Halloween, I would say for at least over a decade, I've watched that and it is fucking awesome. You can really go into any Vincent Price catalog. You can go back and we could do a 31 days of Halloween of just Vincent Price horror movies if we really wanted. And now I kind of want to do that. But that's mine. It's the best. Now, I would say, I'd just say if I couldn't pick that, if I had to pick a more traditional pick, this sounds really weird, but I am already planning on watching that. And also, I don't know if this is the best Halloween movie, but based on this podcast, I have turned around. I'm going to go Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. I'm probably going to watch that on Halloween this year.
That was my answer. The best Halloween movie ever.
So sorry.
It's so great.
I'm so sorry.
Now I'm going to have to watch it.
I came around. I hated it when we watched it. Initially, but it is bad in some areas, but it's bad in that like positive good way. And they take a lot of risks in a batshit crazy way. Just enough watching it like that second time, it really hit me like, this is actually balancing out perfectly for me liking something.
I was so close to not having to watch that this year. No. Thanks.
But you don't have to watch it.
Oh, it's on. Little Damien's gonna watch it this year.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. It is a Halloween.
If you want Lisa to not be forced to watch movies, #Team Lisa.
Save me
on the responses. And
the problem is if you #Team Lisa, it means you need her.
3 is. Yeah. Oh well, yeah.
Okay, so we already know yours, so we'll skip you.
Well, I had a question. So Nate, now is that different? So Shudder has several Vincent Price, Edgar Allan Poe movies. So it has Mask of the Red Death. Is that the same thing, or is the
Mask of the Red Death? No. So the Evening with Edgar Allan Poe is just like a one man stage play, right? Okay. That happens. You go on YouTube. Evening with Edgar Allan Poe. If I had to pick an Edgar Allan Poe one that was based on if I had to pick a Vincent Price movie based on Edgar Allan Poe, which he did many, I would pick Mask of the Red Death as my all-time favorite.
Okay, I just wanted to be sure. I don't know if I've actually seen An Evening with. I don't know if I've seen that one. I've seen the ones that are on Shudder, the actual movies. It's on YouTube. YouTube. Okay. All right.
Yeah, well, Lisa, Mask of the Red Death, great costumes.
Really? Oh yeah.
I want to hear all of your opinions on the costumes. Oh yeah, it's crazy. I would love to hear your opinions on that.
Yeah, I would watch it. It's a great film.
All right, so Lisa, your favorite for the unsuspecting victims. What is the best Halloween film?
Hear me out.
Hello. Oh no.
Oh God, here we go.
Y'all are so happy to have me back.
Ernest Scared Stupid. No.
Oh shoot, Nate, that's a great one. Miak.
Oh shit.
I love that one. But that's not what I'm going to say. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Yes?
Oh, God. Yes.
Okay, sure.
I do not like where any of this is heading.
Don't worry about it.
All right.
Every year when I was a kid, we'd go trick-or-treating. We'd come back. We'd put on the TV, probably ABC Family or something. doing their little horror, and we will watch Edward Scissorhands. Okay? Edward Scissorhands is a Halloween movie, and I love it. I can't watch it without thinking of Halloween. Let me put it that way.
I find it more of a Christmas movie.
And that's where you're wrong.
Why is it more of a Halloween movie than a Christmas movie?
It was literally on TV
right?
every Halloween night when I was a kid.
Okay.
They'd play that movie. We'd watch that while we were sorting our candy. Yeah. Vincent Price is in it.
Vincent Price. Yeah, he makes Edward Scissorhands, of course.
Yeah.
No.
It's like the second last movie he ever did.
So how are you going to say it's not Halloween? Vincent Price is in it.
That's fair. It is. It's a valid point. I view it more as a Christmassy film, but I grant you that. Now
you only think it's Christmassy because he makes it snow.
Yes.
Well, it's also taking place like right at Christmas.
Yeah.
No.
Point
Lisa,
two.
when you were little and you saw snow, were you like, what is that? Because you didn't get a whole lot of snow. Was that part of the appeal of the movie? You're like, whoa, winter wonderland.
Whoa,
kind of thing.
Snow. Yeah.
Right? I don't know. You probably didn't see a whole lot of it.
I just thought it was a guy
wondering.
in a high tower with scissor hands that was cutting ice. You know. The town loner.
Like,
See,
as one does.
I had Frankenweenie, like the original, like the live action one, not the new one that came out.
It was a live action Frankenweenie?
Frankenweenie.
So Tim Burton, he made a short that was Frankenweenie, and it was a legit like real kid and dog, and he does the whole Frankenstein story.
before he got big. Yeah, before he got big.
This is like pre-Batman.
I thought it was always animated.
Nope.
Wow.
No, it was an original. I used to watch every Halloween when it came on.
You heard the theory. Sorry, you mentioned Frankenweenie. That Frankenweenie, Corpse Bride, and Nightmare Before Christmas are all the same person and same dog, right? So the dog in Frankenweenie is actually Zero.
Ah, interesting.
Right before.
Sure, why not?
Sure,
whatever.
Mitch, sure. That's less plausible. That's less plausible than the Kevin McAllister Jigsaw thing. Sure, why not? That's the one that Mitch always likes to pitch.
Because that one's true, and I think Kevin McAllister, if he were a real person, would agree with me after I got out of one of his saw traps. But my point being, before the pandemic, when I was in New York, I did get to go to the Tim Burton themed restaurant. And they actually have actors. Awesome. They had someone dressed up as the Corpse Bride, and she was trying to get married to some of my coworkers. So there was that. I didn't ask her about Zero. I should have asked her when we were there. That was a misstep on my part. But I hope that that was pretty sweet. Halloween 3 is such a great one. I feel like a lot of people.
I gotta clarify. It's not good, but it's not good in the perfect way. That's kind of what I'm.
It is so not good that when 4 came out, and I'm sure y'all are going to mention this, they had to say The Return of Michael. They had to put his name in the title.
Hey! We learned our lesson, guys. This did not make money.
Sorry about that.
Michael Myers is back in the title. Don't worry about it.
I don't think it's indicative of. I think it's the problem is it was tied to the Halloween franchise. Had it just been, a standalone, not called Halloween 3, I think it would have been
Ginger Murder Robots. Is it called Ginger Murder Robots? What is this movie called if it's not that?
Romancing the Gaelic Stone.
Or if the masks.
Romancing the Blarney Stone.
There it was. It was right there.
Nice.
What they should have done is the masks that killed everyone.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Should have been Mike Myers masks. See? Then they could have been like,
that would have been the time. Yeah.
Or it should have been an alternate universe where William Shatner wore a Michael Myers, but like Austin Powers Michael Myers mask. And he was the killer.
That had to be a little bit later. Because I don't know if that came out like 1990 something.
Well, but Michael Myers was on SNL. Oh, yeah, I guess he wasn't. I don't know how long ago he was on SNL, so that's probably fair. Well, look, I mean, let me ask you. So take your pick. I'm going to give you one that I think would be what the audience would probably tell me is the perfect Halloween movie. First off, there's the original Halloween, not the Rob Zombie, not the newest one.
Yeah, no, not Rob Zombie. No.
That's got to be a strong contender. What about Hocus Pocus? Would you take Hocus Pocus over your own picks?
Yeah.
Nate, you only just watched Hocus Pocus last year.
Correct.
Inexplicably.
I think I was 7 or 8 when I first saw Hocus Pocus at a sleepover, mind you, a Halloween sleepover. It's a classic. Okay, I love that movie. It's fantastic.
Nate, did you find it to be a classic? I don't know that we ever actually got your opinion on Hocus Pocus.
Didn't have a sleepover, so downside on that.
Is that what you were waiting on? Sorry,
womp womp.
I don't know. I didn't realize you needed like an invitation.
Yeah, Mitch, I was like, look, if I can't watch Hocus Pocus,
that's that night that Nate's like, I can't watch Hocus Pocus, really late. Yeah. If only I didn't have to drive all the way home.
Mitch, should we just make a blanket for it and watch Hocus Pocus? But you never responded, so I guess it didn't happen.
Yeah, I'm not good at picking up on hints.
I would have brought you snacks.
I know. I thought blanket fort made it obvious, but apparently didn't. So
Nate, you suggest blanket fort so often. I don't know what's a real That's
after I cried and watched Hocus Pocus. Yeah, after I watched Hocus Pocus, I thought it was okay. It was okay, but I think you really had to have watched it when you were younger to really get more out of it. So yeah, I just thought it was okay. Might show that to my my little Danny later on for sure. I think I'll show him that. But for me, I don't know. It was. I think I missed the boat. It's like going back and watching old Ninja Turtles episodes. It's like, all right, if you didn't watch this when you were a little kid, like you're not gonna get. It's not that bad, but it's along the same vein.
How old were you when you saw it, Mitch?
I would say like.
Oh, your age.
Yeah.
When it came out.
Yeah. How old were you? Okay.
When it came out, so do the math.
2 years ago. Did you have a blanket fort with someone else? God damn you, Mitch. I knew it.
Damn it, I didn't want you to find out this way.
Wow. Okay. Podcast over. All right.
Now, can I ask? So, just real quick Halloween question before we move into the episode review. What's the best Halloween costume you've ever seen? Either that you've done or that you've just seen someone.
Okay,
someone you've actually seen, not just something you've seen online.
No, yeah, I have a great one.
All right.
This was right when so at Purdue University where I went to school, every home football game was essentially Halloween. It was called Breakfast Club. Everyone would dress up in costumes. Every home game. So you had like 6 or 7 Halloweens per year. It was freaking amazing. So like everyone had like 5 or 6 Halloween costumes, like everyone. It was amazing. So this happened in fall of 2007. I'm in a bar, pretty sure I'm dressed like Garth from Wayne's World. My roommate was Wayne, and we both had Wayne stock t-shirts on. It was pretty fantastic. And I had a blonde wig Yeah, I had a blonde wig that was been rained on so many times. It was so terrible by that point. Flannel, jeans with holes in the knees. Fantastic costume, right? I'm at the bar ordering like $1 drinks. This is really a very drunk event every week that we had a home game. And I turn around and some guy's, excuse me. And he's like in a suit. And I was like, what the fuck is this? This one guy came in. And again, this is like fall 2007. This one guy came in and there was like about 6 guys in suits surrounding a guy who it is a black guy, and he was essentially Barack Obama. And he had a whole group of friends be his bodyguards. And he was walking through the bar and he was just like shaking everyone's hand, and he was just signing random crap. Like he grabbed like my receipt and he just signed it for me. And I think it said BO or something. I don't know. He was just being ridiculous. So funny. He was like, I want you to have a drink on me. And he was like just doing these most ridiculous lines, and it was the greatest costume ever. But again, only for that moment in time was it amazing. Now it wouldn't nearly be as good, but at the time it was absolutely
really good.
Perfect.
You have a much more fun story than I did. I remember so middle school, like the first year I didn't go trick or treat. was staying at a friend's house. We were, I think it was like a.
Oh, did you make a blanket for it? Did you make a blanket for it while you were there, Mitch?
Do you really want me to tell you, Nate? Do you really want to know the truth of that?
Yeah, no, I actually don't want to know. So let's move on. So we rented a whole bunch of horror movies. I think it was over a weekend. So we, kind of similar to this Halloween. And we were just going to watch horror movies all night, I remember he had a much older brother, like college age, who was leaving for like a costume contest. And I didn't know, I wasn't thinking about it, didn't know where it was going or that he was still there. Like, imagine this, Nate. Imagine you go to the bathroom and then you come out and there is a dude in a full on self-made pinhead costume, full latex, balled up, perfect nails. Perfect Hellraiser makeup. I am so glad I did not see him on the way to the bathroom because I would not have needed to go anymore. It was terrible. I screamed.
Did you really?
Straight up screamed. Huh?
Did you really?
I straight up screamed. It was I was terrified. He looked so.
You made that guy's day. You made that guy's day.
But
like,
imagine,
got him. Yes.
But imagine if Pinhead had a really thick Southern accent. That's where it loses some of the terror.
It's okay.
Hey, Mom! It's just not as creepy then. But no, it was such. I'm sure he won because I think he said he had been working on putting on that costume for like 5 hours. Trying to do doing the latex, putting all the stuff on and everything. Like,
is it okay? Does it as scary as like, I want you to experience ultimate pleasure and ultimate pain, y'all? Like that would not work as Pinhead. You'd really need to tighten that up. Yeah,
that's right. Well, all right. Well, look,
that's pretty good.
It was pretty good. Lisa, did you have? No?
Not really. I'm trying to think.
You had a pretty solid Poison Ivy costume.
I did back in the day. Yeah, that was a good one. We've had some pretty good costumes.
Our friend Tim came in a diaper one time. I mean, that's
him and his wife came as a toddler and tiara. He was the toddler beauty pageant contestant, and she was the pageant mom. And let me tell you, you really haven't thrown a Halloween party until you have a grown man in adult diapers and his pageant mom just grinding on each other while Usher's playing in your living room.
It's not good.
That is Tim Greer, wherever y'all are. Thank you for that. That I'll have with me for all of my life. Well, on that thought, I'm going to go ahead and get a drink. And while we're doing that, we're going to get into this week's movie of the week, Halloween 4: Return of Michael Myers.
10 years ago, on the night of October 31st, a small Midwestern town fell victim to an escaped killer. Under the cover of darkness, he carried out the most horrifying mass murder on record. 16 people in cold blood. Ever since that night, no one has forgotten his name. And Halloween has never been the same. Now, Michael Myers has come home. He has returned for one more night of unholy terror.
Michael! Somebody help me!
He's here to kill that little girl and anybody who gets in his way.
Oh, God!
Who's gonna be next?
Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers.
Maybe nobody knows how to stop him.
Yeah, Lisa, I think you're absolutely right. I think it's like that Jurassic Park where they're like, hey, y'all, we got Michael Myers. We got Michael Myers here. Got Michael Myers is in this one. Come back. Thank you.
Yeah.
Give us your money.
Yeah. All right. Well, before we get into our movie review for Halloween 4, I want to talk real quick about our sponsor for this week's episode, Shudder. So we actually watched this movie on Shudder. This is available there. All the Halloween series is there. Plenty of classic horror movies as well as a bunch of new ones. It's Shudder is really like the Netflix of horror movies. It's got such a wide selection. Nate, have you checked out anything during your 31 days of Halloween viewing?
Of course. And as anyone who's listening to the podcast knows, we love Shudder and we do movies on Shudder all the time. Our first movie in October of this year was Color Out of Space, the crazy Nick Cage H.P. Lovecraft movie, which is crazy and awesome. Other highlights from the 31 days of Halloween that we've done. We've had The Lift, the Dutch horror film about a murderous elevator. Can't miss that. Theater of Blood with my favorite, Vincent Price. Scare Me, The Mortuary Collection, both new releases that are awesome. You can watch it on all your devices, on your iPhone, iPad, Apple TV, Xbox, Amazon Fire, Chromecast, Roku, all your Android devices.
So I get to let you know that right now, if you go to shudder.com, SHUDDER.com, and you use our promo code TPM, so that's for Texas Podcast Massacre, but you only have to put TPM, you're going to get a month for free.
And look, it's almost Halloween. We get a free extra hour with daylight savings time. That's an extra hour of horror movies you can squeeze in, and Shudder will have you covered. So definitely go check that out. Nate, or Lisa, excuse me. As our, I'm so happy you're back. Unsuspecting victim. Tell me what Halloween 4 is about.
Oh, so
you just broke Mitch's brain just by existing. It's amazing. This is awesome.
As if he hasn't seen me every day with the pandemic.
But this is unsuspecting victim, Lisa. This is a whole nother persona you got going on here.
Halloween 4, Return of Michael Myers, is obviously the fourth movie in the franchise, but it's basically confusing as heck.
Okay, this is going to be awesome.
Okay,
all right, excited.
Because from the talks that I've had with Mitch, the franchise never quite decided if Jamie Lee Curtis was his sister or was not his sister. And in the brand new movies that are coming out, she's not his sister. So I don't know. I got real confused. And then supposedly, stuff has happened. I don't know. I was confused to begin with. Mitch had to pause it and explain. But Mike Myers is back. Loomis is back with a limp. All hell breaks loose.
Limping Loomis.
Limping Loomis.
It's the worst Harry Potter character.
As Mitch so fondly put during. Go ahead, Nate.
No, I was like, we'll go over it, but he's limping, but his face boils are changing every scene also. So.
As Mitch so eloquently put, why the hell do they keep trying to move this guy the night before Halloween?
It just seems like a bad time.
Yeah,
bad planning.
Like November 10th. Just give yourself a buffer time period. Yeah, I don't understand.
Nate, what can you tell us about Halloween 4?
I can tell him never move Michael Myers in the month of October. That's just a safe bet.
Solid plan.
But then we wouldn't have this movie. So this movie came out October 21st, 1988. Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Michael Myers is back. All the taglines are essentially something along these lines. 10 years ago, he changed the face of Halloween. Now he's back. Tonight he's back, etc. All that kind of stuff. There's one tagline that says, he's back. They're like, look, come, please pay to see our movie, which you did not do.
We're sorry that we tricked you for number 3.
Sorry.
Come back.
We're so sorry. We tried something new. We probably should have just made a movie with a totally different title, and now we're back. The last tagline in this list that I saw, it was pretty great. It's going to be one hell of a family reunion. That's a good tagline. But they mainly wanted to focus on Michael Myers is here. Please give us your money. The movie was made for $5 million, and it made $17.8 million in the box office, nowhere near the first 2 Halloweens. So this kind of turned.
Do you think people were like, fool me once, shame on you?
Yeah, fool me twice. Yeah, I don't know. after two, and two wasn't as good as one, but after two, things really went downhill for the franchise. You got 4, 5, 6. You're getting into Rob Zombies. You're in a weird place. This was okay. I think this movie's fine. It comes in at 88 minutes, so it doesn't overstay its welcome. It's a 5.9 on IMDb. The director of this was Dwight H. Little. He directed. We got some classic movies in this guy's catalog here. We have an episode of Freddy's Nightmares, the Freddy Krueger TV show. So you got to start there. He did Phantom of the Opera in 1989 with Robert Englund. Spoiler alert: Robert Englund's not the best Phantom of the Opera there's ever been. So just heads up on that one. He did Steven Seagal's Marked for Death, where the villain is the Jamaican drug lord named Screwface, which I love saying.
Clearly.
Everyone should check out Marked for Death. It's probably the most horror prime Steven Seagal movie there is. So if you want to augment your horror watching with the movie, that's one of them. Then after he did that, he's like, well, I might as well just take a turn at Free Willy 2. So we got a Free Willy 2 reference there, Mitch's favorite movie. Murder at 1600 with Wesley Snipes. Anacondas, The Hunt for the Blood Orchid. And not Taken, but Tekken. That's right. The 2010 movie based on the Tekken video game.
Oh, God,
So
I forgot they made that.
Oh, my God.
I forgot that exists.
Liam Neeson was not in that one. The main actress in this is Jamie Lloyd, played by Danielle Harris from previous episode Urban Legend, where she got murdered while her college roommate slept in the bed right next to her. She has been in tons of horror things. She was in Halloween 4. She's played the same character again for Halloween 5. She's also in Marked for Death with Steven Seagal, that same movie. She was in City Slickers. She was in Free Willy 1. So didn't get to link up in 2 with the other guy, but because
the whale killed her in 1, right?
I believe that's how it went. Yes, maybe you saw the director's cut that had that.
The Japanese, no, it was the Japanese release.
The Japanese, the Mac and Me,
the
exactly.
Mac and Me one.
She was in both Halloween and Halloween 2 Rob Zombie versions. So she was in that. She's been in so many kind of lower budget horror films. She was in a couple of the Hatchet movies. She's in a movie called Chrome Skull Laid to Rest 2, which is something.
Is that one on your list now, Lisa?
Yeah.
That was Chrome Skull Laid to Rest 2.
Wait, is that Chrome Skull 2 Laid to Rest? It's Chrome Skull Laid to Rest 2.
It's the second one. Yes, there was a Chrome Skull. This is 2 years after the original.
I know. I just like that they put the 2 at the very end of even like the sub headline.
Yeah, Chrome Skull doesn't follow the rules.
Bold move. I like it.
Hey, someone give us a 5-star review on iTunes to do Chrome Skull, because I would really love to do that. That would be amazing. I would love to see that. That would be awesome.
You're leaving out.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I got more, but no, I got more. I was just saying Victor Crowley, recent movie. She was in also same character as she was in the Hatchet movies, obviously. She was townsperson number 2 in the Town That Dreaded Sundown remake. And she's in all kinds of other stuff. See No Evil 2 with Kane. All over the place.
Well, and how are you forgetting your favorite? Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
And Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. There you go. I mean, she's in so many. There's so many horror films she's in.
Yeah.
I was gonna highlight one. It's called the Host app. It is an app that is a killer app that's taking over the world and has demons in it. So that's coming out next year. So get excited for that one.
Lisa,
you're a lot of good stuff in this one.
Oh, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yep. Yeah.
A very small part, I believe, is one of the hippie murder
cult
people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we obviously got Donald Pleasance back in this one.
Yep.
He's in all of the Halloweens, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6.
Partly.
Yeah. Partly in 6.
Part of the issues with 6 is that he stopped being there halfway through.
Yeah. He's like, I'm going to hand it over to Paul Rudd for a while on this one. That's which is what happened. He wasn't in a lot of other horror films. They kept giving him enough money to give him there. He was in my favorite movie of his is The Great Escape, but that was in like 1960 something. He is a treasure, a very good actor. Played Ernst Stavro Blofeld in the 60s. Versus James Bond. All kinds of films. This is really his main kind of horror deal. And they kept I don't know how they kept getting him. He's like a real like serious actor, and they just kept getting him for some of these most like hilarious roles. I don't know what was happening. Maybe he had to pay, like he had a mortgage that he didn't need to buy another house. I don't know what happened, but they kept getting him, which is great. So there you go.
He was in Dracula too, or Dracula period, not 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, what?
He was Dr. Jack Stewart in the 1979 Dracula.
Oh yes, of course. Yeah. He was in
he was Frank Langella one. Yeah.
Of other stuff. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, which is
not the one.
I'd rather forget about that.
There's 4 Draculas. That is the 4th that anyone remember.
Exactly. Exactly. Now he's got a lot. He's got a great back catalog. He's been in some horror stuff, but I mean, this is really obviously his main tie-in. But yeah, so they got him, and then there's a bunch of other actors. There's the guy. I don't know if you guys noticed the guy Sasha Jensen, who was also in Dazed and Confused. I don't know if you caught him.
I did not. Was that
Brady
or
Don and Dazed and Confused? Yeah, it was Don. He's one of the kind of the douchebag guys.
Oh, fitting.
So he was a high schooler. He was a high schooler in 1988 and a high schooler in 1993. You can just be a high schooler forever if you're an actor. So there you go.
Lisa,
star-studded cast.
Lisa, I'm dying to know your initial thoughts about this movie.
It was okay until the ending.
Oh, didn't like the end.
Interesting. I
can't say more until we get there.
All right. Nate, what about you? You kind of mentioned that I guess it's been a while since you've seen this one.
Yeah, I had seen it maybe a little while ago. I thought it held up a little bit better than I had remembered. So there's that. It's essentially Halloween 1 all over again.
Yes.
But the person who's trying to kill, it's easier.
Yes.
So essentially it's the same, except the person who's trying to kill is easier, but the town is more prepared, so it's harder, but it essentially balances out. It's the same movie.
There's more child endangerment in this movie than the original. Does that make this movie higher up on your list than the original?
Well, did a dog needlessly die in both Halloween 1 and 4? Yes. This one was actually more egregious because they just like showed a dead dog for like 3 seconds and then panned away. Totally unnecessary. I want to get your take on that. The dog was totally unnecessary, and yet you were just like, I knew that you were just like, God damn it, they added this in this movie. I knew you were going to say that, but for me, I was like, oh yeah, sure, no problem. Same thing as the first one. At least in the first one, the dog was like making noise and like potentially gonna like he had to kill him. Yeah,
it was like I need.
This one was just by the way, let's just pan this dead dog real quick and then just keep on with our business. It was just a throwaway. No, it's essentially a worse version of Halloween 1, but it's a fairly competent, like late 80s horror film.
So we talked about it at the start. Why is it that they feel like they need to transfer like there are 3 of these movies in the Halloween franchise are all like we need to transfer Michael Myers.
Why?
During the worst thunderstorm in this county's history. On Halloween night, or the night before Halloween, the same damn time that he decided to murder everyone.
Is this like the end of the fiscal year? Like what is it with the end of October? Like is there some sort of like deadline? Like a prison deadline?
We have one more free night on this van before we have to turn it in.
Yeah, what is it with the
we don't get as much of a payout for the Thanksgiving and Christmas donations if we have crazy serial
Yeah,
killer
I don't
or-
understand. Yeah, like, is there some sort of like bus rental thing where it's like you pay, you know, like every November, like it starts a new like year, and then like at the end of the month, like at the end of the year, you want to try to get as many bus rides in as possible before. I don't understand.
It's a surplus.
What's happening here.
No.
Yeah, there's some sort of like, is it like I don't know. I don't understand. But
he breaks out of this place more than like Batman villains in Arkham. Like he's just walks out.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's never it.
I know. So he's been
Also-
catatonic for 10 years, and then he does it. So he did wait a little. He lulled him a little bit with the 10 years of not moving at all.
Yeah,
which is pretty impressive, I guess. He's
They
like
took
he
precautions.
hibernated. He hibernated. I don't know how to even explain it. This is the movie where he becomes like Jason. Like Jason's kind of like a zombie. He's like a zombie, like unkillable, like, you know, some evil incarnate kind of thing. Before, Michael Myers was just a guy who was like huge and ripped and was vulnerable. In this movie, he's like, oh, I'm essentially a zombie now. Like,
So-
I'm unkillable.
It was always the intention that Michael Myers story was done
after the first two.
after the first two.
After the second one, yes.
Yeah,
He was supposed to be dead.
the reason why you got the third movie the way it is because they, you know, he wanted Halloween to be an anthology. He being John Carpenter. You know, they end up splitting Halloween into two because they're like, hey, we need a sequel because there's more.
This movie did so freaking amazing.
Yeah, let's do it again. It's a really cool character. So they did the second one, but yeah, he was like, cool. The end of the second, you know, well, I don't want to spoil that here, I guess. I mean, the movie's what, 40 or 50 years old.
It's literally, the movie's like 40 years old.
Yeah. So, but they had written it off in such a way that, yeah, it was sort of meant to be a definitive. Okay, he's dead.
Yeah.
Now he's like,
on to the next one.
I guess not, you know.
On to the Irish murder robots. let's do that next. Yeah, and then the audiences were like, we don't care for this, and they're like, we can retcon, we can change the story however you want. Don't worry about it. And they actually retconned this movie into the fifth one too, Lisa. So not only did they change the story of 2 to make 4 work, they also then added an ending, which we'll get into on 4, that they retconned in the very next movie with all the same characters. It is pretty astounding. They're like, we don't care about continuity at all. It's all about Michael Myers trying to murder people at this point.
It truthfully is the most frustrating thing about this franchise is that they just throw away everything. Like nothing matters. Like from movie to movie. The first one's the only
there's a cult.
like
There's like a cult in the
movie.
sixth one. There's a cult in the sixth one that's like, you know, like worshiping him and like helping him get power. There's all kinds of, man, it really goes off the rails. This is the beginning of the end here.
Well, even his relationship to Laurie Strode, whether he's in fact his sister or not, you know, it changes literally like twice in this franchise.
Well, they were like, hey, Jamie Lee Curtis, you want to come back? She's like, no. It's like, well, you died in a car crash. And, and now here we are. All right. Like it. And then they're like, Donald Pleasance, do you want money? He's like, I guess I need money. And they're like, all right, you're still in it. You're back. And if you look at each scene, the face boils he has from being burned in the second movie are different in every scene. His face boils, they mutate, they change, not unlike a Harry Potter newspaper that you were mentioning before. I mean, it's moving. His sores and boils and scars are moving across his face every scene.
I mean, how much did John Carpenter have to do with this one? Because I feel like this is a guy just did the thing. Like you'd think he'd like.
The answer is 0. The answer is
that
0.
would make more sense.
Like, I'm not involved in any way.
So he didn't have a copyright on Mike then?
I mean, I'm sure he's getting royalties. I mean, he's still John
Carpenter's
Carpenter's
his character,
Halloween,
right?
You know.
Yeah.
I think. Well, no. I mean, you got Mustafa Akkad is in the beginning of this. That guy's the producer throughout all of these.
Yeah,
he's
true.
like, I'm not going anywhere. John Carpenter's come and go, but Mustafa Akkad's are forever.
John Carpenter's definitely getting that synth money from the song that they.
Yeah, the theme song. The theme song is definitely getting rocked every movie.
I like how they're just like, oh, if I open the envelope just a little bit on my synth, it's a different version of the song. So that's a new one. That's every single song in this movie was that. They just like
let's do like a
some
one.
parameters.
Let's take it, but let's make it like a little bit faster. Let's do like a 1.2 times speed.
Oh, instead of doing a sine wave, let's do a square wave here on this synth.
Oh, okay, nice, got it. Lower the attack a little bit.
Yes,
we're doing all of our.
We're just throwing out shit.
The thing about this movie is that Michael Myers escapes, obviously, but Michael Myers is doing something different here. He is killing everyone with just his bare hands now. He's barely even using weapons in this one. That was a little bit different.
He's
pushing his thumb through people's skulls.
Well,
it doesn't matter what it like bone, whatever, throats, doesn't care. He just pushes his thumb through everything.
Yeah, he was trying to check if that dude was fucking ripe. I mean, that's what you do at the store. Like he just pushes it straight through. Like, oh, I'd put him back in the cart, man. That's not the one you want to take.
Yeah. Now, Lisa, did you have any opinion on the kills? Anyone stick out to you at all?
Well,
a lot of people get murdered in this
about
one.
Is when they find the ambulance in the lake, they're like, "Oh, we found all these dead bodies." I'm like, I thought there were only 2 people in the ambulance with him.
Well, there's a driver, so there's at least
a driver. Yeah, but it's only
one guy drove and the woman got in the back. I thought were there 3? I don't know.
I think there was a third. There was a third person. It doesn't matter. They did absolutely nothing. They didn't care
for the murders.
Did you care about anyone? Did you care about Jamie, the little girl? Did you care about her?
Yes, I did.
So that's good. That's a good start for the movie, I guess. What about like her babysitter and her family and all that, or her foster sister?
That part was weird, and it was like, you're not really my sister, but you are my sister. But I'm going to be a jerk and go out with this guy who doesn't even like me. I don't know.
He was a jerk in Dazed and Confused. He's a jerk now. I mean, this is pretty.
This
guy's one of the worst boyfriends ever. Yeah.
Is, he comes back. They find out he's back, and the local town cavalry is like, "We're gonna get him. We're gonna get this guy. It's gonna be great." Why didn't everyone just rally around Jamie and be like, "Okay, he's definitely looking for her. Let's just all be with her, and then he will show up." Instead, they just go riding around town in circles.
Yeah, this is like the 1,000-man drunk army or something. I don't know what this town.
You can't talk logic into vigilante justice.
But the thing about this movie is that the cops get murdered a lot, but they're fairly competent. They understand the threat. They mobilize in a decent way. This town, Haddonfield, has gone through a lot, and you can tell because they try to call the police station. It rings 6-7 times. And when that happens, the owner of this bar goes, "Well, we got to turn a vigilante posse now because the phone rang 7 times. Something's happening. We have to just start an army and just go for it. Whatever happens." It was so quick. One phone call did not get returned. This guy's got about 50 dudes in trucks with shotguns just ready to go anywhere needed.
Well,
not
because
to the girl's house where they actually needed them, but anywhere else. It was totally fine.
I think the ringleader said that his son got murdered by Michael Myers.
Yeah. So his son the bar owner, his son had got murdered.
So he's like, "I'm going to get this son of a bitch."
Counterpoint though, Nate, when you have a competent police force, you typically don't have people going straight into full militias. So there's that. Also, you say all of them. It was just the sheriff and his one deputy because everyone else got murdered off screen handedly.
Michael
the
Myers
whole station
just went through the whole police station, killed everyone. Apparently, like a
why we didn't film
through
that?
butter.
Yeah. How much?
Then I don't understand.
And then
that was pretty bad.
And then Deputy Dipshit over here gets into his police cruiser without looking in the back seat at any point,
gives Michael Myers a free ride.
Yeah, gives him a free ride. And then when he comes back,
Michael Myers like 8 feet tall. How is he fitting in? He's very cramped.
I don't know. Here's the other thing, Nate. He comes back and he sees the back door open and he doesn't tell anyone "Oh, hey, that's kind of weird." He stops and stares at it for a minute and then he's like, fuck me, I guess.
This door has been broken for a long time. It just opens randomly.
Counterpoint. The sheriff is pretty competent.
So that's good. the cops and everyone get like mobilized fairly quickly when they learn Michael Myers is back. So that's a little bit different than other movies. I think people are on the lookout and they're acknowledging the threat, which is different than most movies. So I'm going to try to give it that. Most of the cops get absolutely murdered. So hard though. I guess they're not that good.
No.
But
they're not the worst we've seen.
That's where the state police, apparently the local police, total garbage.
Well,
state police are like, just like the A-team.
No,
like
because the state police
Avengers.
blast right past, like they blast past everyone they're supposed to be protecting. Like we're just going in, and then they have to like turn around right at the back. Just all turn.
That was not great.
No one's good.
Yeah, Michael Myers like stealthily hides in not one but two vehicles in this movie. It's pretty impressive.
Well, look, it was on that guy. He was like, I'm just trying to get these random people to safety. No. These are not random people in your truck. These are the people target. He's literally coming to kill.
Yeah. Put her in the cop car. It's done. That's game over. Yeah. Pretty stupid.
Nate, I do have to
Vigilantes start out hot and then they get real dumb real quick. They murder an innocent person.
No, let's not forget.
Let's shoot like 1,000 bullets in this bush and see what happens. Not great.
Now, Nate, I do have to ask. Imagine that you are Brady, okay, and you're aware that there is one competent cop, and it's the sheriff. Are you going to get handsy with the sheriff's daughter in the house on Halloween when there's a murder out?
I mean, if you're in high school, if you're like a 26-year-old high schooler, which this guy is. He's
been held back so he has more eligibility at football.
And I hated this. I hated this whole like plot line. It's like, I'm dating this one girl, but this other girl like is like more attractive and actually wants to get physical with me. But like she's the bad person. I thought that was stupid. I thought the babysitter actually sucked. She's always like breaking off her plans. It's like, I don't know. The other girl's like, I want to make out with you. She's like, I want to date this lady.
Wait,
don't apologize for that.
Always breaking up plans. The one time in this movie.
No, he's like, I haven't seen you in forever. Like, look, I'm again a 26-year-old teenager. I don't got a whole lot of time left in this town. I'm maximizing my potential. I got to go for it now. Anyway, that whole plot line was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the sheriff's daughter. I don't know. I would say, it doesn't matter who it is. But then later in this movie, you get the classic. If you get handsy with my daughter, I'll basically just shoot you in the face with a shotgun. Like that's the threat. You're like, oh no.
Yeah.
That's not
well,
great.
Considering no one in the vigilante justice system is going to ever see justice from murdering the innocent person, I think we're.
I'm sure we're totally fine. Yeah. Oh, Michael Myers got a gun this time. Just say that. There's so many dead people in this town. Don't worry about it.
And then he has a gun. And does he shoot the gun? No, he just stabs it through her body like a bayonet.
He essentially like plunges a brunt gun through the sheriff's daughter's body and impales her on a wall. That is pretty brutal. There's he's not really like, he's a lot of like bare hands, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I had a question for you, Lisa. I wanted to know, what do you think Loomis has been doing for 10 years? Like, this guy doesn't seem like he's doing real great at the beginning or end or middle of this film. What is this guy been doing? He doesn't look relaxed. He looks like you let him out. You didn't tell me. Like, has he just been doing this for 10 years? He's just been like looking in on him and he's not moved for 10 years. Like,
he was probably in a coma for a while to heal. And he came out of a coma and then he's like, I better go check on Michael. And then they're like, where the fuck is Michael? That's probably what happened.
He found it, but what is his day like? Is he checking on Michael like every day? Like, is he obsessed? Is this his whole life? Or
I'm saying he's been in a coma this whole time.
Whatever he is, he's the worst. He's the worst at it. He's the worst at his job. I don't understand if he's had like hospital access to Michael Myers, why he hasn't gone and just like accidentally slipped something in his IV bag or something. He's had 10 years to do something, and he's done nothing. And then
he tried. He set the guy on fire. What do you want from him?
But he knows he's still down there, so like in a coma. I don't know. I mean, he's not even going on talk shows. He hasn't tried to sell. Say what you will about Courtney Cox and Scream. At least she sold a book and tried to get the word out about the people.
Did Loomis write a book?
No, he did nothing. He just walked around screaming at everyone. Michael's coming back. He's the devil. We need to get rid of him.
Exactly, right? And he's like, well, we feel bad for him. We feel bad for him because his face is all messed up. It's like, we'll let him keep his job, but he's essentially doing nothing. That's what it sounds like is happening.
Loomis never does anything himself. If you notice that in any of these movies, he is always like yelling at other people.
He's coordinating. Yeah.
If you know the threat, you deal with it, man. You've had ample opportunity.
Hold on. In the first movie, he saved Jamie Lee Curtis's life and shot him off that, like through the roof, right?
Well, clearly he missed.
He set him on fire. So he hit him, but he's Michael Myers. He's amazing, right?
Well, you're right.
Second movie, he lit him on fire and almost sacrificed himself and did, but they retconned it to make this movie exist. So, I mean, he's done a lot. Let's be fair here.
Okay, sorry. He's attempted. Still terrible at his job because he has not succeeded. And he should have you're right. Had he fucking done it, had he tried to poison him, Michael Myers would probably have gotten the ability to shoot poison from his like the eye sockets in his mask or some bullshit.
It would have been great if he does the Kill Bill. He's like whistling and like going to like poison Michael Myers while he's in a coma.
Yep.
That'd been amazing.
Takes me back.
Actually.
Good. That was
good. That'd have been really good. So wait,
sorry.
And Donald Pleasence could have had eye patch because of all the burns. That actually would have been really good too. Damn it. Okay.
How does he know this little girl exists if she was born after he went into this coma?
He overheard them talking while he was getting transported. There's no next of kin. Oh, he has a niece, but she's not old enough to be his ward. So his custody is in, and he's a ward of the state. Why they say that, I have no idea. That was just unnecessary. But as soon as that happens, like, oh, there's someone else for me to murder. Oh,
I'm awake.
Reactivate. He said the code word, and now my coma's over, and I have superhuman strength again, even though I've not moved in 10 years, and I probably would have like the calf size of like a paper towel roll or something. Like it'd be like nothing. Like grab my strong hand from Scary Movie 2. Like he'd have no arm strength, but apparently he's a total ninja.
I'm just picturing this. I'm picturing the hand. Oh, God.
Exactly.
Could you imagine that?
He had no muscles.
Could you imagine that? Imagine that scene in the ambulance where he's pushing his thumb in the dude's head, but it's the hand, the strong hand.
Yeah, it's Chris Elliott's hand. Exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I just feel really bad for Jamie in this movie. I mean, so traumatic. She gets the same costume as Michael Myers did when he murdered everybody.
Oh, she wanted it though. To be fair, she did select it herself.
She's having nightmares about him, even though like she's like, what? How old is she? Like 8 or something or 10? I mean, it's ridiculous.
She's not 10. How old is she? Because if she is,
I don't know.
Because the events in 1 and 2 were 10 years before.
Yeah, but she's clearly born in between then, obviously.
Yeah, but like she would have had to be, for her to be like 8, she'd have been like born 2 years later. Like,
well, hold on. So she's Laurie Strode's, Jamie Lee Curtis's daughter.
Yeah,
and she's the niece of Michael Myers. So Michael Myers is the brother of Jamie Lee Curtis.
No, they retconned that for this one because he was not the original brother.
No, but Jamie Lloyd is. Oh, okay, yes, okay, I see.
Yeah, because the franchise
they fixed it to go to.
Yes,
and then they walked it back again because in this very latest movie with Jamie Lee Curtis, they say, "Oh, wasn't that her brother or wasn't that his sister?" And they're like, "Oh no, that was just a rumor."
That's just as a rumor. Yeah. Well, people aren't going to Halloween movies for the Marvel Cinematic Universe tied together storylines here, Mitch. They're going.
I want a Michael verse.
Yeah, the Mike verse. Well, they restarted it. I'm hoping maybe the Mike verse has just started. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so I feel really bad for Jamie. Her parents died. She's having all these things, and she's got a foster sister that kind of likes her, but just wants to ditch her. And she's clearly having mental problems. And I just feel bad for her.
Hey, Nate, if someone's uncle was a very real boogeyman that murdered people 10 years ago, would you be teasing that person and saying that to them? Those kids that are like teasing her and be like, your uncle's the boogeyman. It's like,
Oh yeah, that is a total nightmare.
Yeah, maybe.
I feel really bad for this girl just generally the whole movie. It's rough.
So, are there any other kills or anything you want to talk about? I think we hit. To me, the kills aren't super great. Like I wish they had added in
a lot of off screen,
off screen, right?
Yeah.
I mean, even some of the kills they do on screen, not all of them are like the electrocution one where he like takes out the power grid.
Yeah, Michael Myers just playing like four-dimensional chess here. Like, hey, you know what'll make it easier? If I throw a guy into one transformer that takes out the power of the whole town.
He knocked out the phone lines from the gas station half a mile or half a.
Was when he was like catatonic for 10 years? Did he get an electrical engineering degree in that time? What is happening in this?
He got a driver's license. He drives that truck now.
Yeah, he got a driver's license. He's apparently gotten stronger, and he knows how the electrical grid in Haddonfield works 4 hours away.
Yeah.
He's
his
really
muscles,
brushed up.
So they must have been working him out while he was in his coma because his muscles didn't atrophy one bit.
Could you imagine being the nurse going in there and like having to like move his legs around while he's
There's
like,
no way they did. There's no way.
I want to see that movie. I want to see a movie of the 10 years.
Maybe there's a lot of electrical. Maybe they did like a lot of electrical shocks on him, and that like stimulated his. I have no clue.
Sure.
Maybe they gave him steroids to like help it with some other unrelated illness that he had.
Well, that was
I have no
stupid.
idea what's happening. It was a mistake. It was a total mistake. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, so Michael Myers in this one. Let's talk about this mask that he has. It's like an off-brand. It's like an off-brand mask that he gets. It's like so white and so clean, and it looks a little bit different. It's like a Mackerel Myers mask.
It's the
hair.
It's
not even Michael Myers.
It's the hair that bothers me.
It looks awful. It looks terrible.
It's like a Brillo pad up there. Like I don't understand what is on what. I agree. It's weird. Look, let's just get into this ending because I know Lisa is chomping at the bit. So the ending, in my mind, is really what makes this movie stand out. So after they have multiple fake.
Well, the sheriff locks Jamie and her foster sister into the house to protect them. So I think a smart move, right? But then everyone starts leaving, which is a total mistake.
Yeah.
And then everything, then it's like a bunch of like terrible teens trying to defend this girl. I mean, what great start, bad follow through.
Yeah.
Never mind. The cops are terrible. I retract my previous statement.
Lisa, you're right. Had all they just stayed in the one room together, they probably would have been fine. Maybe.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, they would have had a better shot if nothing else.
So yes, talk through this ending here because I'm interested to see your thoughts.
So I mean, can we real quick when we get to the graveyard scene? So we have this high speed police chase with Michael Myers somehow stowing away on a truck with 4 or 5 people on it that no one notices. He murders
There's
2 people in the bed, and one person in the bed of the truck doesn't notice.
Is not turned around. Yeah.
Now what? The main driver gets his like throat totally like just like his whole like.
Yeah, he gets roadhoused. It's
Yeah.
You got straight up roadhoused. I don't know where he hid because there's 3 people literally in the bed of the truck, all with guns. And yeah, it was impressive.
And then the state police come after, and they basically you're absolutely right, Nate. They Jasoned him. They just shot him over and over and over again. I did love the little ricochet, the pow noise effects they kept using.
Cling!
Like
before they shot him, though. Hold on. Before they shot him, Michael Myers gets thrown off a car, gets up totally fine, gets hit with a car, flies 50 feet. Also totally fine. And then his niece Jamie goes and is like, "Oh, I'm gonna give this guy a hug." Like what? I don't understand what was even happening there. It was
so
pretty crazy.
It's the lead in to what happens afterwards, Nate.
Sure, but still ridiculous.
I think because I'm trying to figure it out. I think she's fascinated by this guy who she's heard about her whole life,
Unky Mike.
The thing is, I mean, I guess there were pictures of him somewhere because she had nightmares about him. So she must have seen him somewhere.
The nightmare might have been the scariest part of the movie, actually.
Yeah.
But also
double Michael Myers. Oh man. Yeah,
how
creepy.
did Jamie Lee Curtis not move her family away from Haddonfield after the second movie?
This is like, it's like 18-year-old, she's like life is short. I got to have kids quick. I got to drive fast to get everywhere I need to go. Oh, I died in a car accident. Okay. Well, it's like, I'm not thinking about this. I have no clue. Yeah. You would think she would want to move as far away as possible. Is there? Makes total sense. Or if she's like the character in the new Halloween, maybe she wants to stay close to make sure that, she's keeping abreast of the situation. I don't know. It'd be ironic if she died in a car crash after going to visit Michael Myers and he was just in a coma the whole time. That actually would be
what movie
terrible.
do they backtrack on her being dead then?
Halloween H2O, the 20-year anniversary.
Oh, Lord.
One with LL Cool J. And Josh Hartnett. Classic film.
Sure.
So and then she dies again in Halloween Resurrection previous movie. This is our fourth Halloween movie, by the way, Lisa. We've done Halloween 3, we've done Halloween Resurrection, we've done the new Halloween movie from Blumhouse like 2 years ago, and then this is our fourth one. So we've been all over the place. All the continuities have been totally different. And here
and there's another one coming out, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Halloween Kills.
It would have come out.
It's supposed to come out
the
now.
Final Halloween.
No, that's absolutely the final Halloween. We wish.
Yeah.
We wish.
So the ending, I think what sets this movie apart, and that's what I want to get into, is Michael Myers is presumably dead. They're home, everyone's doing great, and they're like, okay, I'm gonna run her a bath so she can just relax. And then you start seeing the montage of, the view through these little a mask, and then a blood curdling scream, and sure enough, she's done Michael Myers, her mom, her stepmom, her foster mom.
Yeah, same outfit.
One of the moms.
Yeah, her foster mom. Yes.
Yeah, and and of course Loomis doing what he does best, yelling, "No, no, no!" And then he tries to shoot at her, but doesn't because the sheriff stops her. And that's how we end. And
it was the stupidest ending I've ever seen.
Don't worry. So we'll go into the next movie because what they do there, Lisa, and this will make you happy, is that was a dream.
Oh.
I hate to ruin it for you, but that was a dream from Jamie, and she is in the hospital recovering from this whole affair.
Interesting.
It did not actually happen at all.
Now, did they plan that shit, or were they just like, let's do that?
No. It's like this film series really needed to plan ahead a little bit more. They did not, and it was crazy.
No, they absolutely. The original plan was for her. They keep trying to end these things, and then the studio's like, "Hey, so we should do that again." But can we not make the little girl? Can we not make Jamie a murderer? That'd be fun.
Yeah, anything is anything at that point.
So when I saw this movie, I saw it early on, and her killing, being at the top, like holding the knife and all that. I mean, that mind blown. That's the only, to me, that's like the only redeeming part of this movie. Really, I mean,
it's good. I think there's a couple other good parts, but that is like the
but like without if you didn't have that in this movie would be a mediocre 80s horror film at best.
Agreed.
I still think it's a mediocre 80s horror film.
But they also ripped it off from Corey Feldman in the Friday the 13th Part 4. Also, so take it.
So why didn't I know you said it's stupid? I haven't really pressed you on it, but earlier before the episode,
I don't like it.
Is there any reason why, or you just don't like it?
Leave her alone. She's just a kid.
You just don't like the dark ending.
No, you know I don't.
I'm asking. I'm just asking. That's fine. That's a fair reason.
Not nice.
I like dark. Yeah, I like dark.
It's not nice.
It's not nice. It's for unsuspecting victims. Not nice.
Not nice. This movie, I didn't get to say it earlier. This is not unsuspecting victim friendly.
You think? I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's too.
No. If you can't stand gore, don't.
If you like thumbs going through people's faces in multiple angles, you're not liking this movie.
Now,
the deputy? Which I'm sorry, I just have to say, whoever modeled the deputy's death, where he's got like his arm and it's like all weird, was so proud of doing that. They're like, show it again. Just cut to him again. Look what an amazing job I did. Just cut to him one more time.
So the director actually used that same shot in Free Willy too. I don't know if you know this or not.
Nate, what do you think about the ending overall?
The more we talk about it, the less high I am on this movie, to be honest.
Yeah.
I got to say one thing. My favorite part, the funniest part was the sheriff's daughter when, she's macking on Dazed and Confused guy. She had a shirt on that says "Cops do it by the book." I thought that was absolutely hilarious.
I like that.
Best joke in the entire film, easily by far.
Nate, I have to thank you for telling me that it was a dream, because that's going to make me sleep better tonight.
Okay, good.
And I'm starting to wish that they had just ended the movie with her waking up.
Yeah, they didn't know what they wanted to do in any of these films.
The first Friday 13th.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So it was, they really.
Friday the 13th.
By the time we're getting into 4, things really go 4, 5, and 6 just, and then it goes up a little bit with Halloween H2O, then it goes down.
No, it doesn't. I don't know why you say that. It doesn't.
It's a better movie.
Space, though.
Michael Myers has not been to space.
He's not. That's
Jason.
Yet.
They've never called it final, and they've never gone to space. So Michael Myers has done 2 things.
Aren't they?
I hope to God Halloween Kills is just him
Halloween
getting
Kills.
I hope it's him stepping into a SpaceX capsule and just launching his ass out. I hope that's the ending, or like when the mid credit scenes. All right, well look.
Yeah. Then the Haddonfield space program, it falls. it finds a signal 10 years later. He's in a space coma. He comes down and then he kills the great grand uncle or whatever of Laurie Strode, and then go from there. Yeah.
All right, look, this was a movie. I think we've talked about as much of the big points that we want to. Hopefully, you listener have been able to watch it. Certainly check it out if you haven't. If you're just only listening to us and not having watched it, I guess sorry.
I'm sorry. Or you got the best parts. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Now you can maybe not. But look, I got to ask, what is your final cut?
Final cut.
You know what, Lisa? Why don't you start as our unsuspecting victim?
Oh yeah, I'm very intrigued by this.
So welcome back to me, huh?
Welcome back.
The return of Lisa.
Yeah.
I was promised other better movies, but okay.
I don't know if that ever has happened. What are the better movies that we've ever promised?
Well, it's what do we consider better movies? I think that's the problem here.
That's true. So this one was okay. I feel better about the ending now because of the beginning of number 5. So that brought the score up. It's mediocre. I go middle of the line. It's a 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
5 out of 10 what?
5?
Child Halloween clown masks.
Okay. Child-sized clown masks. I got it. All right. I love it. Yeah. So look, I'll jump in for you, Nate.
Sure.
I'll tell you how I'd rank the 4 that we've done. The first Halloween. Well, wait, which one of the 4 we've done? We done H2O, the remake.
No. We've done the remake, Resurrection. That's 4
right.
and 3. There you go. Yeah.
I would rank 3, remake, Resurrection, this one.
This is below Resurrection. Oh God.
I don't, as I said that out loud, it sounds ridiculous. Probably near. They're roughly neck and neck. I'll have to revisit my Resurrection notes. This movie's kind of boring, man. I think it's just because it's so similar to Friday the 13th movies, so similar to even the original Halloween. Up until the ending, there's nothing really unique or new or different about it. No real new beats, nothing that really adds to the franchise. It was literally just we're really sorry about number 3 that it didn't have Michael Myers, and that pissed all y'all off. And look, honestly, sometimes people are dumb and don't know what they're talking about. 3 was excellent. They should have stuck to their guns and kept doing anthologies. And who knows what we lost out on because they chickened down and went back to Michael Myers, Nate.
We didn't miss out a whole lot with 4, 5, and 6.
No,
I will tell you that for absolutely sure.
So we could have got
Lisa. Let me tell you this: this movie is by far the best out of 4, 5, and 6.
Oh yeah.
Let me tell you that. So if you thought this was average at best, you're not going to care for the other films.
I mean, there could have been so many other great stories that could have come out in a similar fashion to 3, but instead we had to go back to this, and that's the problem. It feels
maybe Italian murder robots this time. Ooh.
It feels rehashed and tired, and the fact that they even go back on what would be a kind of an interesting ending is also they just I feel like there's a franchise that too often goes back to like the popular opinion, or like they read like a bad article and like, oh, okay, we won't do that again. Our bad,
money. They don't give 2 fucks.
They only made like not even $18 million with this film in the box office, so it didn't even
really.
They failed multiple ways, unfortunately, on this one.
Yeah. So I don't know. That for me, I mean, this is a fairly meh. Outside if you didn't have the ending, this thing would be like I'd give it a 3, but I think I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. Loomis screaming. No! Yeah, 4 out of 10. No! That's mine.
So you just like the end. You want this to be like a 30-minute movie where at the end it just played in slow motion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, yeah. So for me,
why can't it be the return of Mickey Loomis?
Nice. I would like to see I want to see that 10 years Loomis movie.
Yeah.
That guy's crazy. Like this could be a comedy, like a batshit crazy. Imagine like everything that goes wrong, and Loomis is like Michael Myers. Is looking for Michael Myers everywhere. Like I got stiffed. Like the bank didn't give me enough change. Where is Michael? Like was Michael behind the counter? Where is he? Did he kill the teller and give me less change? Like I would love to see that movie. That'd have been amazing.
The head of the hospital is like, oh, I can't wait till Michael's gone because I don't have to deal with Loomis anymore. Like he's been putting up with him for 10 years. I want to see that buddy comedy.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, it's like an Odd Couple. That'd be awesome.
All right, what are you giving it?
Yeah, so I mean, Michael Myers in this. So the ending again is he gets gunned down, Bonnie and Clyde, kind of Butch Cassidy, Sundance style. But don't worry, Lisa, he's totally fine. In the beginning, it's a dream, and he goes away, and he escapes, and he doesn't even fall down. Like he falls down the thing, and then he gets like nursed to health by a guy who then he murders. So it's pretty worthless. So the ending. Getting retcon definitely drops it for me. I just wanted to say, Mitch, I know you're a huge fantasy football guy. You and Lisa are both big into fantasy football. Michael Myers gets hit by a truck. He gets thrown from a truck, holds onto his knife, gets hit by a truck launched conservatively 50 to 100 feet, also holds onto his knife. Can this guy play tight end for the Texans? Like, are you drafting this guy? Easy, right? Like no problems whatsoever.
He's on my starting lineup for sure.
Yeah, a lot of points.
Mm-hmm.
If he gets injured, it's very briefly, and then he comes right back. Yeah. So, this guy seems pretty good. I cannot believe he held on to the knife so much. I had to rewind. I'm like, wait, he had the knife the whole time. It was amazing.
Michael Knife Hands.
Jesus. Class. Mikey Knife Hands.
Mike. Mikey Knife Hands.
You're welcome.
I would have loved to have seen that movie. Where's that movie? Better than 5 and 6. Anyway, the more we talk about it, the worse it becomes. So I'm going to give this. Do I think this is better than Resurrection? Is really the question now that I'm thinking about. Resurrection at least had a weird early internet kind of streaming angle that wasn't.
It was at least a unique take on it. They were trying to do something.
Busta Rhymes trying to kung fu kick Michael Myers.
That less so. That
very entertaining. It was entertaining. Was it good? No. Was it entertaining? Yes.
No.
This is about on par. I'm going to go 3 out of 10. I've dropped my score like 2 points as we talked. So I'm going to go 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10 Michael Myers in one dream.
Lisa, you gave this the highest score.
I don't know. You know what? The more I think about it,
welcome back,
the
Lisa.
worse it is.
You know why I gave it the best score? Because you guys care too much about this franchise, and I really don't care.
Oh, maybe that's fair.
Okay, you're like,
it's his sister. It's not his sister. Who cares?
fair. It's fair. Yeah. Now Halloween is in a much better place, I think, with Blumhouse obviously redoing it. The first one that they did was solid.
It was good, yeah.
So, I think it's in a better place, and hopefully it will stay continuity-wise a little more reasonable for Mitch and I. Lisa, you don't care at all. So, Jamie Lee Curtis is probably his stepmom in the next one. You don't care. You're just
so
like, that's
here's
fine.
the thing.
Go for
so
it.
they brought back Mike Myers to get people, but then they didn't have Jamie Lee Curtis. So for me, it would have been like, oh, he's back, but Jamie Lee Curtis isn't. I'm not watching that.
Okay, interesting.
So that's why I really like this revamped new one with her. That one was really good. I liked it.
Yeah, even though Michael Myers is like 70 years old at that point.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Well, all right.
Well, there you go.
There we have it. So, Nate, where can they find us?
You can find us, as always, Texas Podcast Massacre, Instagram, Facebook, at TX Pod Massacre on Twitter. Give us a 5-star review in iTunes. Pick, what was it called? Chrome Skull? pick a Chrome Skull movie.
Chrome Skull 2.
Or Chrome Skull. I think this is a really story-heavy movie, Lisa. I don't know if I want to get right into 2 without watching 1. I might not know what's happening. So, give us a 5-star review. We'll put your movie on the list. This October has been awesome. Lisa's back, so that's great. We've watched a bunch of good movies. Check a bunch of them out again on Shudder because it's awesome. And we got some cool stuff coming up in November and December that you're not going to want to miss. So stay tuned.
Right. Well, Lisa, we are so excited to have you back. I know it'll still be a little touch and go here as we can, but looking forward to seeing you.
Lisa's not dying, is she? Wait,
no.
Hold on.
No.
What are we talking about?
No, she's been dying to get back with the show.
Oh my God. Lisa, stay away. Lisa, I understand why you want to stay away if you want to. I totally get it.
All right, well, look, happy Halloween, everyone. We hope you have a blast this weekend. Stay safe, have fun, get that candy. And from all of us here at Texas Podcast Massacre, thank you so much for tuning in, and just keep telling yourself it's only a movie. Good night.